If you think ice fishing on a frozen lake for northern pike, just steps from the Canadian border and in negative 15-degree weather sounds extreme, you would be right. But that's exactly what Dog Maddox and I would be doing for our next adventure. Alongside experienced outfitter Mike Howe of Howe's Fishing, assisted by Clay Hulo from CNZ Guide Service.
My name is Sterling, and I am on location. See, this is how warm it is. 15 below with wind chill. I mean, I'm actively fishing this hole, and you can watch the ice kind of slowly closing it off.
But we're fishing big enough fish where that shouldn't be an issue.
Well, especially since it's just so warm. Yeah, it won't come back out because this will be an ice ball.
She is dropping too. Peel a little more line out and let's get your lure a little closer to the bottom. Let's get you within that foot and a half off the bottom. There you go.
My fishing was aided by a sonar system complete with digital depth, auto range, and a display of colors for maximum visibility. Sonar has been used in the fishing industry for some time, and there's a variety of devices that can assist anyone from the sportsman to the commercial fisher.
So these things, you can turn that thing on and leave it on for 3 days in this cold. I just got to keep the ice out of the hole so when they do bite it, we know it.
You can just watch it slowly sludge in. And I've knocked it out a couple times.
Yeah. So what you're doing there is you're just jigging the bait. When you really give it big upward swips, then you're ripping it. A little bit more is more of a swim. That'll attract the fish.
So we're ice fishing just off the Canadian border. About 29 inches of ice. We can have 4 holes each, me and the guide. That makes 8. That's how I do math. We got traps in the other holes. We've got some jack jaws, which are basically like a mouse trap built specially for fish. As soon as they take the bait, it just sets the hook. And we'll race over and try to get it. I gotta get this ice off though. Out here, negative 15, it's not gonna melt. You just gotta get in here. You gotta break this ice out. 15 minutes since I just did this. We're only fishing in about 13 feet of water right now. My line's down about 12, 13 feet. Just bouncing it kind of in the mud. And then riff it up. Let it drop back down. I don't need a winner, just a dinner. You guys hear that? That's the ice just contracting a little bit, pulling away back from the shore. Oh, I better move my line, it's gonna freeze. Cameraman Paul's right here in the action, freezing up a little bit. I've been fishing for like 40 minutes and haven't caught anything.
Aware of my struggles, Mike came over to help me catch what, on the sonar, looked like a circling snack.
Yep, keep pulling it away from him. Let's see how high up he'll come. There you go, you got him. All right, nice and easy. Take your time. Keep coming towards the hole. Little walleye.
Yeah.
That is a perfect eater-sized walleye.
Yeah, not a winner, just dinner.
About 14 inches, perfect little fillet. We call these a walleye sandwich.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
We hooked them.
Took it, everyone likes snacks.
Now this guy got our minnow head, but that's okay. He got the head, we get the whole body.
All right.
Nice job. Let's get another one.
High on our success, and even though the temperature was dropping, we de-iced the line to try our luck again.
Okay, jig.
Now we got down there.
Come up a little bit. See how that red leading edge there?
Yeah.
That's your jig. So, okay, there he is. Come up a little bit, Sterling. Come up just a little bit. You see him coming up? Now hold it and shake it in place and feel for the bite. Nice and easy. He's all over you. Yep, that's fish. He wants it. Just shake it as lightly as you can. Okay, he's right there. Come on. Come on. You got him, you got him. Reel, reel, reel. Little guy.
A smaller catch, but a snack nonetheless.
It hasn't warmed up because the sun's gone down.
No, no.
In fact, it was getting downright frigid. And because this is extreme ice fishing, rather than retire for the evening, we gathered inside the fish house to continue our adventure overnight.
You got a little action there. Oh yeah, turning red, turning white.
I think you would have caught a fish by now.
I don't know.
Dogmatics is super into it. I think we're pretty warm.
This heater does the job, doesn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was just your warm personality.
Well, that too. I obviously can't catch anything, so
Well, I can show you how to not catch.
yeah.
This is not for you to bite, buddy.
Dogmatics is enjoying our jigging technique. He's going to freak out when we pull a big old crappie through that hole.
Well, I'm pretty sure he knows what these holes are for.
Apparently, so did the fish, as we weren't having much luck.
You can stare at these things and stare at these things and stare at these things until you're about half blind. Wait till you start setting the hook in your sleep. That's always fun.
I like the ones that strike so hard that you don't have to set the hook.
Yeah.
They set it for you.
Yep. Here it comes. Here it comes. He's coming up. All right, next time he's going to grab it. Watch your rod tip.
A close call, but no snacks.
We gotta try a different color jig or something. Get something that's glowing.
True to his word, and as the evening pushed on, Mike prepared a new hook and bait with some questionable techniques.
Currently, Mike's testing the bait to see if it's fresh.
I'm trying to tie a new jig on here, and I broke the line off, so I have a loop. Panfish jigs are very small, the line is very thin, my eyes are very old, so I struggle. I'm tying in fisherman's knot, which is basically just spin the line as much as you can and pull it tight and hope it holds.
It's like how you start tying your shoe, but you just don't cross over for a while. You just keep looping it, looping it, looping it.
And until you put a big enough knot in it, it can't come free.
So eventually Mike's going to rebait a hook.
After I
Currently,
retie the hook.
he's just currently trying to tie the hook. Then we're going to rebait because we're getting a lot of fish action on our scope, but not any bites.
After a bit more struggling, we finally had our hook.
It's a very popular color for ice fishing.
It's wonderful.
My joke may have fallen flat, but hopefully this new bait would perform well.
At night, when the fish can't see, it's going to rely on its next sense, which is smell. So a little live bait will help that fish find the lure a little better at night when it can't see it. They'll smell it. So we use fly larvae or
Maggots.
maggots.
Yeah.
Yes. So we put 2 or 3 maggots on the hook. They're alive. They're squirmy. This will help these fish find the bait by sense of smell. Go ahead and pull that out of there. Let's drop this down. Sometimes this different look will make all the difference.
All right, I'll try to keep control of this massive reel.
The thing about jigging, whether you're jigging through the ice or jigging in open water, these fish have all the time in the world to look at it. And it doesn't take them long to figure out whether it's natural or not natural. It's pretty easy for them to just deny it. Just look at it and go, nah, it just doesn't look right.
It's important when you're picking your snacks to pick the right kind.
That's right.
And it seemed our snacks were just not cutting it, even with the supervision of Dogmatics. So with just a few hours before daybreak, we decided to pause for the evening and retire myself, the camera crew, and Dogmatics for some much-needed shut-eye. The next morning dawned bright, sunny, and cold. So under clear skies and with a certain amount of haste, Dogmatics and I headed over to where Mike and Clay were drilling holes for an early morning catch. We were setting tip-ups, which when struck causes a trigger mechanism to flip up a flag, and jaw jackers, a device where, when a fish bites, the trigger releases the bent fishing rod so it can snap up and set the hook. Both require careful observation and running once activated, but it didn't take long before we had our first bite.
Nice! Woohoo! Okay, pull the line up until you feel the tension on the fish. He's on there. Give him a hook set. Okay, and just kind of bring it in. Clay, will you hand me that gripper there? Thank you. Oh, nice. Nice little northern. There you go. Yeah, that's an eater-sized northern right there.
Snacks.
Sweet. They've got a mouthful of pretty sharp teeth. Really razor-sharp teeth. 2 things you always want to have with a northern is you want to have a gripper if it's a big one, to keep it under control, and then pliers. He is locked in. We have mouth spreaders sometimes that we have to do to pry their mouth open so we can get the hooks out.
I don't want to eat the tackle.
No, we don't want to eat the tackle. Northern pike, about 2 pounds, 3 pounds, perfect eating
bad.
size.
Yeah.
Perfect eating size.
It's a little bit of a dinosaur. You know, you look at that head.
Yeah.
It's like a love child between this and a gator.
So they're just roaming from deep to shallow, you know?
Our prize in hand, it was time to head back into the fish house and prepare our snack. Clay, a member of the Turtle Mountain Band of Chippewa and North Dakota native, got to work on the pike and a bluegill we had caught earlier.
Just starting on the other side, preparing to make a fillet. A nice clean fillet with no bones, you know? I cut the top, then I go down. Well, then I flip over and I do the same thing from the bottom. You can't get anything better than any panfish chips, I call them. Up here in North Dakota, we say, yeah, we're just gonna go catch some bluegill. And usually on the pike, the most meat is up top along the spine. Like big, thick cut fries.
Just the kind of snack dog Maddox and I like. Once Clay finished with the bluegills, Mike stepped in for the pike.
These have a very unique bone structure. There's a row of bones called Y bones. I just go right down the backbone. I want to hear those clicks, working the knife down the backbone. You can cut the belly out first if you want. You get a couple of good slabs off of this. Basically just take that off. Do this one here. Take the rib cage out, clicking on those Y bones. Complete boneless piece of meat there. You never can assume that any piece of fish is 100% boneless. If you don't want bones, you eat a banana.
With the fish ready to go, Clay tagged back in to fry them up.
We are cooking bluegill, a little mixed batch of bluegill, northern pike, and some walleye and crappie.
Like most outfitters, preparing and cooking your catch is a service Clay and Mike are happy to provide, because at any time of the day, everyone likes snacks.
We caught a lot of bluegill, and I'm happy because they are delicious. And you're using grapeseed oil. That's new to me.
Yep.
Is that just fancy?
Yeah, and it adds better flavor to the fish, I believe.
The grapeseed? All right. You're the guide. I'm totally going to trust you. I think if I came out here by myself, I'd still just be cold and shivering and crying, probably. All right, I'm going to steal that fish and get out of the way.
All right.
This one needs to be stolen.
You got away with a piece of fish.
She's not that fast.
Mike and I enjoyed our snacks as Clay finished, and then all sat down for a chat.
How do you know so much about ice fishing?
I make my living taking people fishing in the summer. We guide folks from all over the U.S. and Montana. But ice fishing is kind of what I do. The more you like it, the more you learn, and before you know it, you're taking other people fishing and you're teaching them how to fish and you're doing seminars and that sort of thing.
Yeah. So you guys fish all summer, and then you come out here, drill holes in the ice, and basically just bat fish in the head with hooks till they bite?
That's about it, yep. Ice fishing can be very basic, from a single hole to the modern high-tech ice fishing that we do with electronics, sonars, electric drills, drilling a lot of holes, moving around, searching multi-species, fishing different depths. Clay has kind of come up always knowing the modern way. This is where ice fishing is a tradition. This is where all the innovation comes from. This is where the tradition is from. As an ice fisherman, this is where you want to be.
Do you guys think this is a little more of an extreme kind of ice fishing?
Oh, absolutely. What we've shown you today is the more extreme end of things, the high technology stuff. You move around, you chase the fish, and we have all the tools to make that happen quickly and show you the success that we had.
Yeah, it was great.
North Dakota has a couple good fisheries. I mean, you got Devil's Lake down there is one of the best you can go. But then you got up here in the Turtle Mountains is one of the best bluegill fisheries you can find. Up here in northern North Dakota, along the Canadian border, there's a hidden gem.
Ice fishing you guys today was amazing. You have so much skill in how it works, and you actually both have slightly different approaches. Clay, you were raised here. So you're a native First Nation person. What's some of your experience?
I started getting out on my own, started fishing, you know, just didn't have much, just an auger and fishing pole and bait, and started watching and pretty soon upgrading my equipment, and pretty soon bigger fish, better fish. I still am learning and I'm willing to learn. It's just a journey, going on the uphill rise hopefully, and maybe have success along the way and meet good people is what I think it's all about.
I couldn't agree more. Extreme ice fishing in the northernmost part of North Dakota had proven to be exciting, challenging, just a little bit frigid, and fulfilling. As an outdoor adventure that really tackles the elements, Dog Maddox and I give it 2 frosty but enthusiastic thumbs and paws up. I know, because I've been on location.